Hello and welcome. So this weekend we have got a lot of combat sport. We've got some UFC, we've got some boxing. Now it's UFC 322 over in America in New York, and then we've got Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn #2. Now I'm going to break down a little bit on the UFC card. I'll break down a little bit of the boxing card, give you a bit of a prediction, and we'll go from there. Who is going to win? Who's going to win over this card? So let me just get this up and running. So the UFC, we'll go through early prelims and stuff as well. We'll go through some of from the early prelims, I'll just pick out a few fights where I might say, yeah, do you know what? We've got a bit of a fight on here. One of the ones I think we could see both retiring, to be honest with you, is Kyle Dackhouse against Gerald Merchant, whatever, I can't pronounce his name. I believe if Kyle Dackhouse wins, I can see a retirement coming from Gerald. I think he's lost the last couple of fights, hasn't he? He's not been great since Hamzat ran through him, to be honest with you. And then on the prelims, we have got Bo Nickel on the prelims. We've got Roman. He's fighting against Gregory Rodriguez. Oh shit, that's a good fight. We've also got Erin Blanchfield against Tracy Cortez. So that's a pretty decent prelims. I can see a Erin Blanchfield win. I can see RoboCop. He's so good, isn't he? Same age as well. Same age. That's a good fight versus Roman Kopylov. That's a really good close fight. Then Bo Nickel against Vieira. A bit of a fight for me, to be honest with you. And then this main card has got to be one of the best cards ever. One of the best main cards, I think, ever. As a value for money. We've got Dariush against Benoit Saint-Denis. Now, what a fight that is. Like, we are talking about quality. I do believe if we do see a Dariush loss, we could see a couple of retirements this weekend. We've got Leon Edwards versus Carlos Perates. Now, the Geek Squad, Nerd Squad, whatever they call themselves, they are going to be there on form. And Leon Edwards needs a win. Otherwise, he drops down the rankings quite badly, I think. And this is no easy win. This is no easy fight for Leon Edwards. I do see Carlos Perates winning this, I really do. Then we've got Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. Another great fight. Sean Brady only losing one in his career. Michael Morales hasn't lost yet, so it's an undefeated fighter. We've got co-main event in Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang. What an absolute fight that is. Once again, we could see a retirement if Valentina does not win. I think she will, but we could see a retirement if she doesn't win. Or do the UFC have a plan to get her on the White House card? If they do, then there might be conversations there. But this is some fight. And then we've got Jack Della Maddalena facing Islam Makhachev. Now, I did not realise until now that Islam is 34 years of age. He's coming towards the end of his career. He's probably got another 2-3 years left in him. And that is... will that be a telltale on this? Like, both fighters are in unbelievable form. Islam is going for great, going for gold. Do you know what I mean? Moving up a weight class, and he is going for it. He is going for it. He's taken the opportunity and chance to step it up to that 170 division and go, hey, I'm here. And I've seen photos of Islam. I'll put one on here. He looks big. Now that, in my personal opinion, is not just creatine. That is not just creatine. That is some of that Dagestani juice that they're all on, apparently. But I believe that Islam will win. I really do. I think his striking and his wrestling is going to be too much. I believe his wrestling is going to be his striking is not the greatest. Let's be honest. We all know that. But I do believe his ground game will just be too much. I think we'll see a second round submission, to be honest with you. I think Valentina Shevchenko beats Weili Zhang. Once again, I think it's going to be a close fight. A possible decision, maybe a late KO. Sean Brady, Michael Morales, I'll probably go with the Sean Brady win there. Carlos Parates to beat Leon Edwards, and I think Benoit Saint-Denis will beat Dariush there. Bo Nickel, probably go with a Bo Nickel win there. Fucking hell, I can't pick between Roman Krapilov and Robocop. I really can't. I'll probably go with an Erin Blanchfield submission, and then after that, then I don't really. Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with some of these guys. Pat Sabatini, Angela Hill. I mean, a couple of names that I recognise. There's a couple of names I'm not too sure on there as well. Then, obviously, next weekend, then we are over to the 22nd of November. Sorry, so it's in 2 weeks' time. It's UFC Qatar, and we've obviously got Luke Riley on there. We've got Shem on there as well. I think Shem should be on that card. Not showing it. But I mean, we've got Arman versus Dan Hooker, probably a title eliminator. I think they're probably waiting for this fight to happen to then see what's going on with Paddy and Ilya. If Arman loses or it's a terrible fight, I think Paddy will get the nod for January. Bilal versus Ian Gary, once again, I think if they come out with a statement, they're probably looking at a title fight next. And then from there, then obviously you've got Spivak, who's probably he's gatekeeping a little bit on that rankings, isn't he? Luke Riley has got a tough fight against Bogdan. I mean, that's a really, really tough fight. But I can't see Shem. I thought he was on the UFC Qatar fight. Yes, can't see him. Henry Cejudo being on the prelims for the UFC 323 is absolute mental. Do you know what I mean? Absolute mental. Why is he not opening the main card at least? Brandon Moreno being the fourth fight down. Mental. Grant Dawson, Macy Barber, Vittori. Doing some great fight. That's a great fight, by the way. Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. It does feel like it's a bit of a passing the torch. Again, Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Probably passing the torch again there a little bit. And obviously finishing the UFC year out with Royval versus Cap. And then, yeah, that card hasn't been completed as of yet. So, yeah, that's the UFC lineup for the next couple of weeks. Then let's have a look at Conor Benn v Eubank 2 card. I think, if I'm right, there's only one real fight on this card, isn't there? Images. So that was the first one because we had Anthony Hart versus Lyndon Arthur, Liam Smith versus Adam McKenna. This time round we've got Catchell versus Essuman. Is this the right card? We've got Talon versus Shah, Gilly versus Davis, Catchell versus Essuman, Azim versus... Is that the right card? I thought it was something a little bit different. Let's have a look. It is, though. So, Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis are fighting for the super welterweight British and Commonwealth title. That's the only title or titles on that card. We've got Mike Talon versus Faizan Shahid. Sam Gilly versus Ishmael Davis. Richard Riakpour versus Tommy Welsh. Adam Azim versus Kurt Scooby. Jack Catchell versus Essuman. And then Eubank versus Benn. Now, Mike Talon, I know of. Ishmael Davis, I know of. Rakapour, I know of. Azim, I know of, and then obviously Catrol, Essuman, I mean the engine, and then Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. So with all the controversy that's going on with Eubank, Conor Benn, weight, drugs, everything getting involved in it, it's a big farce in my opinion. Like there's so much shit going on. It's a simple thing of let the lads have a fight and just deal with it. I can see a Conor Benn win, and I can see a trilogy happening. All right, it's aligned for that to happen. My honest opinion, I would like to see Eubank win, so it's done. I like done. There's no need then. There's no more conversations. There's no need. I would like to see a finish, so it just allows that conversation to go. That is done. We don't need to open that door again. I think we're in this thing where we're missing out on so many good fights because people are scared of actually taking a loss to their record. And I think this could be the case in with Eubank as well, where Eubank and Benn, they're both prepared to take the loss. Okay, they've both signed the contract. One of them will have to take a loss. Could we see a draw and then go into a third fight? I possibly. I still think we'll see 3 fights in this little trilogy that's going on. And we might even see 4 if it's a draw, then a Benn win, then it's 1-1-1 fucking all through. So I think Eubank does win, even though I think this is the best opportunity Conor Benn will have. Looking at the press conferences and stuff, Eubank seems dead calm. Benn seems calm as well. It feels like they've been warned a little bit to chill out a bit with it. I will be honest, I'm surprised that there's so many tickets still available. Is it at the Tottenham ground? Is it at Tottenham? Is it really at Tottenham? It's mid-November, right? And they're doing it outside in a outdoor arena. Like, that's a bit silly. The fans are going to be... It's not about the fans, is it? Let's be honest. It's about getting as many seats as they can. So if I put Eubank... Let's look at tickets. Oh my days. Oh my days. I don't know if you can see what I can see, but look at this. This is all the tickets that are available. They're selling tickets on Viagogo for £31. The most expensive ticket is 700 quid. There's 2 tickets right by the ring at 1,800 quid. You can get tickets for £31 to watch Eubank versus Junior. Eubank Jr. versus Benn. Wow. The most expensive ticket on there is right front row in section A, 12 rows from the front with VIP access, clear view, and that's £6,000. You can also get tickets 2 together for 30 quid each. Mental. Absolutely fucking mental. Absolutely mental. So yeah, my prediction, Chris Eubank by knockout. I also see Jack Catterall winning his fight as well. Yeah, I think Catterall beats Essuman. He's getting on a bit now, Essuman. So I do think Catterall wins that fight as well. Let me know your predictions, and yeah, I want to try and get more YouTube videos on, so let me know. We'll go from there.